Hello, hola. Hi, my name is Brenda Herchmer, and I am the founder and principal collaborator of a social enterprise called Campus for Communities of the Future. I am from Niagara, Ontario, Canada, and I'm delighted to be connecting with you today. So I just wanted to share a couple of things. The first one is that I'm not really sure I ever considered myself to be a futurist. I was a passionate community builder because I believed that strong leaders equals strong communities. But it turns out that there is a connection because you can't have a strong community without being focused on the future. So what we do at the Campus for Communities is help strengthen the capacity for dealing with the future by multiplying, mobilizing, and maximizing community-led development, citizen-led development primarily. And we do that by offering training and certification, primarily online, coaching, tools, and opportunities for sharing and learning from one another. And I got involved with the Teach the Future network as a result of having been invited, I think about 4 years ago, to a futurist think tank in Washington, D.C. And it was there that I met Peter Bishop, and I think he felt much like I did. I really felt that I wasn't necessarily paying a lot of attention to the future and kind of knew that I should be. And I think among futurists in general, there seems to be a growing understanding that to move into the future with hope and energy and motivation, you really have to have a strong community. And so it turns out that we brought respective skills. And so I think the best way to describe my relationship with the Teach the Future network is as a partner. So this is to better understand and really convey what it is we do at the Campus for Communities of the Future and how this fits in with Teach the Futures. And this has only recently become so clear, and it seems rather simple now. It's just taken a long time to be able to present this in a clear way. And really what is understood now is that to be a future-focused community leader, there's three different components or principles that need to be in place. The most important is the shared leadership part. And really that's what we're talking about in terms of engaging the community and really respecting citizens who live there as the experts. So that shared leadership, a community development approach is absolutely essential. In addition to that, it is about systems thinking. So it's really about seeing not only our local community as a system, but the broader country, the broader global community as a system. And then, of course, the third piece, which is really about ensuring strategic foresight and really paying attention to change signals. So that's those three components that contribute to being a future-focused community leader. And to unpack that in a little more detail, when we're talking about shared leadership, we're really talking about shared power and control. And ultimately, it is that leads to the trusted relationships that we need for transformative change. And it also ensures integrating our communities because that integrative process is required to really respond to the complexity of the issues and the opportunities that we're facing these days. It also is what makes us much more agile, and what leads to innovation is if we bring a lot of diversity and a lot of different experiences and lenses together. And that's really how we get to innovation. Innovation is social. And I think that shared leadership piece also really does reinforce stakeholder ownership and responsibility for the solutions. We own it because we have been involved with the process that got us there. So shared leadership, I think, reflects a different kind of leadership, which is really about making sure we design a process to ensure that every voice is heard from. So the shared leadership, in addition to systems thinking, it's that big picture. It's really looking at the big picture to not just keep responding to symptoms, but to really uncover the complexity and the root causes. It's really really about focusing on why we're doing something as opposed to the what and the how. And the strategic foresight, and that sounds like something that all of you are interested in. We're seeing that as being critically important, but often neglected. And that's really about coming together as a community to develop strategies for responding to the complexity and the uncertainty of the times that we live in. And we really do need to pay attention to signals of change and trends and disruptions and consequences and implications. And if we do that, we're going to have far more confidence and competency for being future ready. So all of that takes a different kind of leadership. It's not the kind of leadership we are typically used to. It means we need to unlearn a lot about leadership, but we really have spent a lot of time over a lot of years really getting to the kind of competencies that are required to get to that point where we can bring our communities together to be future-focused leaders. So it's about a lot of different competencies, being able to respect the value of differences, applying a community-led approach to planning, really considering this broader influence, continuing to learn this inclusive process, balancing, probably most importantly, ensuring there's a balance between quality of life and economic development so that we're not making all decisions on the basis of money. So we also, to get ready for this journey into the future, we've developed a lot of tools and a framework. And part of the framework, as you'll see on the upper right-hand side here, it's really a process for thinking big but starting small. And one of the things we learned is that the trusted relationships are absolutely essential. And so a lot of that can happen when you start with a quick success project. And it doesn't necessarily matter what that project is, it's just something that the community has determined is a priority. It can be about building a park or renovating a school or starting a youth council. It's just the community has to agree that it's important and they all come together and make that happen and build the trusted relationships as they get to know one another. So, it starts with that core, a cohort of community leaders. They pick a small project, and then what we find is there's this magical synergy that happens and gets them ready to really look at the bigger picture and the longer term planning that's necessary not only for quality of life but for economic development as well. And I think many leaders like yourselves may be doing that intuitively. What we observed and put together was a planning approach that is grounded in community development, that described what we were seeing being put into place by successful leaders. And you can find this on our website as well as a lot of different tools and resources to help make that happen. So that's it. That's it in a very summarized way. If you're looking for more information, you can find us at campusforcommunities.com. It's a pleasure being with you. It's been an honor to spend a bit of time with you today. Have a fabulous day, and hopefully our paths will cross soon. Bye for now.